What's the U.S. represent? I mean, it's kind of, we saw the Super Bowl with ads that went for millions and millions and millions of dollars, but how much can Europe ever rival, actually, the revenue that comes from advertising in the U.S.?
The U.S. market has been always the leading market of the world, and it has a halo effect on the whole world. So the fact that the situation of the companies is much better is probably a way to see some hope to recover the advertising market. For the time being, we don't see yet a correlation between the fact that the profit of the companies is raising and the advertising and marketing spendings. There is no one single client who called us and said, listen, with tax cut, I have decided to invest more in marketing. I believe they will, but when, it is something which is unknown.
But is it a lagging time?
It's a lagging time, and there is so much pressure that for the time being, they are addressing the key issues. First one is to make sure that they are investing for the future, and that's the reason why you see CapEx going up. The second is obviously to try to share the profit between employees and shareholders, and we have seen some evidences of this. And third will be to try to get the best of the consumption in the market. And for that, I think we still have to wait. I don't believe that this will happen soon. We will probably have to wait for second half of the year.
What do CEOs ask of you when they talk about advertising? Has it changed significantly? Is it still billboards? Is it, I don't know, the back of taxi cabs, or is it much more digital?
No, they have changed dramatically, as you know. And Bloomberg is one of the beneficiaries because you are highly digitized. So what we see that billboards and radio is still at the same level.
Yep.
Print has gone down dramatically. TV has stabilized and is not taking advantage of the growth. And most of the growth is going to digital and particularly to mobile. Mobile is now the #1 media. So and mobile and internet or digital, call it as you like, represent today a chunk of business which is bigger than TV.
Right.
So,
but what kind of mobile? Is it app? Is it when I'm looking at my Instagram
everything.
or?
It's everything you can imagine. It's from apps to messages that you receive, to video that are sent, to connections which are built because you have given some indication and people are relating to you. So it's something which is quite complete and complex. And we see also the possibility of addressing the right message at the right moment, at the right place, because knowing where you are is almost as important as knowing who you are, because this help the advertiser to send you the right message at the right moment. So there is a dramatic change in the way we are advertising, because we know much more about the people and we can be more relevant to them and avoid intrusion and waste, which is always a big question mark for advertisers. How much of my money which is spent is wasted? And this was the old Wanamaker story.
But, Maurice, how much has the relationship between a brand and a customer actually changed? You say you need to relate to the brand. So this is a question of trustworthiness, of something that it seems to be in a market that's oversaturated with things. That link is much more difficult to have.
That link is complicated to have, and it is essential. Otherwise, you have a relationship which is just based on pure rational. And as people can today make a comparison on price immediately, and they are confronted with a lot of offers, if you don't have an emotional aspect and a brand relationship, then the brand will fade. and we lose market share. So it is critically important for the brand to sustain that relationship, and there is many ways to do it today. There is obviously the halo effect, which can be created through TV advertising, and which is still needed, and we don't believe that this is going away anytime soon. And there is the precise marketing that you can build with the precise targets through messages which are relevant to each target group. And that is something which is becoming more and more scientific. And we can certainly deliver a very precise message. So this is something which is probably the revolution of tomorrow. And building big data is something which is essential.